Welcome to Middle East Minute by Al Monitor. From our studio in Washington, I'm Adam Lucente. Here are the headlines we're looking at across the region. Today is Thursday, August 13th, 2026. The Israeli military sent more troops to the West Bank town of Qusra on Thursday in an attempt to break the siege imposed by Israeli settlers. The siege began over the weekend, and the settlers cut water and electricity to the village south of Nablus. The military deployed tear gas on Wednesday, but failed to dislodge them, Reuters reported. The Israeli military said on Thursday that it had dismantled 2 illegal settler outposts in the area. Palestinian officials criticized Israel over the raid, with the Palestinian Authority's Wafa news agency reporting on Thursday that Israeli forces removed some Palestinians in Qusra from their homes. Israel has stepped up action against the near-daily settler attacks on Palestinians in the territory amid an international outcry. Last week, the Israeli military closed another West Bank village to non-residents and charged a settler in the 2025 killing of a Palestinian activist, marking a rare case of legal action over the issue. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee, a staunch supporter of Israel, said on Thursday that there is, quote, no excuse for such thuggish behavior in reference to the settlers' actions. Turkey's defense ministry said on Thursday that last week's defense pact with Saudi Arabia and Pakistan plans for joint military exercises, as well as strengthened defense industry cooperation between the countries. The 3 Sunni-majority states signed the deal in Mecca amid the conflict with Iran in the region. Meanwhile, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan is traveling to Egypt on Thursday, amid increasing speculation as to why Egypt was not included in the deal. Al Monitor's Amberin Zaman noted in a Wednesday piece that Fidan may be heading to Egypt to resolve friction between the North African country and Saudi Arabia. For more on the issue, read her article on almonitor.com. An Iraqi security delegation arrived in Saudi Arabia on Thursday as the 2 countries seek to mend ties after last month's Saudi airstrikes. The delegation, which includes Iraqi intelligence chief Hamida Shakri and several high-ranking officers, will focus on security cooperation and the issue of drones, Iraqi state media reported. The U.S. and Saudi Arabia carried out strikes targeting Iran-backed militias in Iraq in late July after accusing the armed groups of launching a drone attack on the kingdom. Iraqi Prime Minister Ali Azadi canceled his trip to Saudi Arabia as a result, but he then hosted the Saudi intelligence chief last week for talks. On Wednesday night, the Iraqi Interior Ministry said it had seized more than 20 locally made drones in Baghdad. Zaidi has called on Iraqi militias to disarm and integrate into the state security forces by September 30th, but he is encountering resistance from Iran's proxies in the country. A senior Iranian official said on Thursday that the Strait of Hormuz is, quote, under Iran's control and management, offering pushback against the Trump administration. Head of the besieged paramilitary unit, Hossein Tayyib's remarks were reported by the semi-official Fars news agency. Iran's Persian Gulf Strait Authority said on Wednesday that Hormuz will remain blocked until the U.S. meets Iranian demands, which include compensation for the war and a ceasefire on all fronts. Earlier on Wednesday, U.S. President Donald Trump said that the U.S. is in control of the strait, citing the American naval blockade, and U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright reported that oil shipments out of the waterway had increased to nearly 9 million barrels per day. The U.S. Energy Information Administration said that around 4.9 million barrels per day of oil were transported through Hormuz during the second quarter of 2026. The price of Brent crude oil was around $87.30 a barrel as of the time of recording on Thursday, down nearly 2% on the day. Thanks for listening to Middle East Minute. For the links to these stories and to keep up with headlines from across the region, visit almonitor.com and subscribe to Middle East Minute on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, I'm Adam Lucente.